Sawasdee krab, and it's time now for the midday edition of NBT World Brief on NBT and NBT World. I'm Surapan Lautharanarit. Thailand and the United States have reaffirmed their commitment to closer cooperation on regional security, with online scam networks emerging as a top priority. The two sides also exchanged views on the situation along the Thai-Cambodian border. During the 59th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting and related meetings in Manila, the Philippines, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Sihasak Phuongkietkaew held bilateral talks with Marco Antonio Rubio, the U.S. Secretary of State. The two sides reaffirmed their commitment to expanding cooperation on defense and regional security, with a strong focus on combating online scam networks. The U.S. Secretary of State said online fraud has become a serious threat in the United States, particularly for elderly victims who have lost their life savings to criminal syndicates. He stressed that Washington is determined to tackle the problem and sees Thailand as a key partner because of its strong commitment to cracking down on scam operations. The meeting also covered the situation along the Thai-Cambodian border. Deputy Prime Minister Sihasak explained Thailand's position, saying the issue cannot be viewed in simple black and white terms. He emphasized that Thailand is ready for dialogue, but any negotiations must be based on sincerity and genuine intent rather than political gamesmanship.
ก็เป็นโอกาสที่จะเล่าให้เขาฟังว่ามันเกิดขึ้นยังไงเรื่องนี้มันไม่ใช่ขาวกับดำอย่างที่เขาอาจจะเข้าใจกันนะครับไอ้การขณะนี้ก็ไม่ใช่ว่าเราอยู่ที่ประเทศไทยดื้อดึงจะไม่มีการพูดคุยไม่ใช่พูดคุยมันก็ต้องมาด้วยความจริงใจใช่ไหมมันไม่ใช่กลายเป็นการเดินเป็นการเล่นเกมอะไรบางอย่างหรอกนะฝ่ายกัมพูชาอย่างว่าเขาต้องการสร้างให้ความได้เปรียบอยู่ตลอดเวลาครับก็ผมบอกกับดูว่าตรงนี้คือมุมมองของผมนะแต่ผมเชื่อว่ามุมมองของเราเนี่ยมันยึดอยู่กับข้อเท็จจริงครับ
Meanwhile, the Thailand-Cambodia Situation Information Center is scheduled to hold a press briefing at 5:30 p.m., which will be broadcast live on NBT 2 HD. China has reaffirmed its commitment to building a world-class military while strengthening defense cooperation with Thailand as the two countries enter a new chapter of their long-standing diplomatic partnership. Major General Zhang Linhong, Assistant Defense Attaché at the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, hosted a reception in Bangkok to celebrate the 99th anniversary of the People's Liberation Army, or PLA. The event was attended by senior Thai military leaders, including General Chawin Sunthornbura, Director General of the Defense Budget Office, General Chitchanok Nutchaya, Chief of Defense Forces, and General Chayapruk Duangprapat, Chief of Staff of the Royal Thai Army. Assistant Defense Attaché Zhang said that over the past 99 years, the PLA has remained committed to safeguarding China's national security while contributing to global peace and stability. Following last year's celebration of the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Thailand and China, he described this year as the beginning of a new golden 50 years of cooperation. He said China is ready to deepen defense ties through high-level exchanges, joint military exercises, education and training, and cooperation in the defense industry. The reception also featured the dance inspired by ancient murals in Gansu province, as well as musical performances and exhibitions showcasing China's advanced military equipment and defense technologies. A deputy interior minister has pledged strict enforcement against illegal businesses, saying no one will receive special treatment as authorities step up inspections of hotels and cannabis shops. During a visit to Phuket province, Polapi Suwanchawi, Deputy Interior Minister, said authorities will take legal action whenever they find violations in the course of their duties, with no exceptions. He revealed that officials recently inspected a hotel that was operating without a valid hotel license. During the inspection, someone contacted authorities asking them to speak with a person claiming to be an influential figure and requesting that no legal action be taken. The Deputy Interior Minister rejected the request, saying failure to enforce the law could amount to neglect of official duty. He stressed that, quote, "If it is illegal, it is illegal. If it is legal, it is legal." He added that Phuket is accelerating the approval process for a backlog of hotel license applications, particularly for small establishments that have already passed inspections. However, operators who have never applied for a license cannot use administrative delays as an excuse and must face legal proceedings. The Interior Ministry is also preparing to inspect cannabis shops whose licenses have expired or which are operating without permits, following the seizure of more than 31 kilograms of cannabis allegedly being smuggled out of the country through Phuket International Airport.
ในการตรวจสอบเนี่ยมันก็ต้องลงไปดูลึกหน่อยตั้งแต่การซื้อที่ดินในการขออนุญาตในการก่อสร้างและก็ระยะของการประกอบธุรกิจนะครับแต่ในเมื่อเขาไม่มีใบอนุญาตเนี่ยเราคงจะไปบ่งชี้ไม่ได้ว่าที่นี่เปิดให้บริการมาแล้วกี่ปีนะครับแต่ในเบื้องต้นเนี่ยผมขออนุญาตล้างประเทศไทยให้สะอาดจากต่างชาติจากทุนเทาซะก่อนจากนอมินีซะก่อนนะครับส่วนปฏิบัติการอื่นๆว่าจะมีส่วนใดหรือบุคคลใดไปเกี่ยวข้องไหมเนี่ยขออนุญาตเป็นการสืบสวนเพิ่มเติมภายในก่อนก็มีคนติดต่อเข้ามาเยอะนะครับมีคนไทยโทรมามีคนโทรมาอ้างว่าเป็นบุคคล1 2 3 4 5แต่ก็นโยบายชัดเจนครับเพราะผมปิดชื่อดูพฤติกรรมอยู่แล้วเพราะฉะนั้นก็ไม่ได้เกรงกลัวว่าท่านเป็นใครแต่ว่าวันนี้ขออนุญาตดำเนินให้ทุกอย่างมันถูกต้องตามกฎหมาย
Thailand's business sector says the latest U.S. tariffs are unlikely to significantly weaken the country's competitiveness. However, it is urging faster reforms on labor standards and trade policies to strengthen confidence and prepare for future negotiations. Pot Aram Wattananon, chairman of the Thai Chamber of Commerce and the Board of Trade of Thailand, said the United States' decision to impose a 12.5% tariff under Section 301 on more than 60 trading partners, including Thailand, should not significantly affect Thailand's competitiveness, as many competing countries face similar measures, and some are subject to a slightly lower 10% tariff. He said Washington remains focused on forced labor, adding that Thailand no longer has a systemic forced labor problem, but should accelerate the implementation of laws and enforcement measures to reinforce international confidence. The U.S. is also reviewing trading partners, including Thailand, over excess capacity, which could affect certain exports in the future. However, the chairman stressed that the government and private sector must work closely together to prepare for trade negotiations with the United States and push forward trade agreements that will reduce barriers and safeguard Thailand's long-term competitiveness. The BAHT currency could regain strength toward the end of the year, despite recent weakness, while interest rates are expected to remain unchanged as policymakers prioritize domestic economic stability. Senior Director of Global Markets Planning at Bank of Ayutthaya, KRUNGSRI, said global investors are closely watching the U.S. Federal Reserve as it shifts its communication strategy by providing less forward guidance on monetary policy. She said the change could lead to greater volatility in global financial markets, particularly during the release of key U.S. economic data, as investors respond more sharply to new information. She said the Thai baht has weakened by about 6% since the beginning of the year, mainly due to higher energy imports and a widening current account deficit. However, several factors are expected to support the currency in the coming months, including oil prices remaining well below previous peaks despite ongoing volatility, as well as continued foreign capital inflows into Thailand. KRUNGSRI forecasts the baht could weaken to around 34.5 baht per US dollar during the third quarter before gradually recovering. By the final quarter of 2026, the currency is expected to trade within a range of 32 to 34 baht per US dollar. Meanwhile, the bank also expects the Monetary Policy Committee, or MPC, to keep the policy interest rate unchanged at 1% for several more quarters, as policymakers continue to prioritize domestic economic stability over external uncertainties. KRUNGSRI projects Thailand's economy to expand by 1.9% this year. And that wraps up our midday edition of NBT World Brief. And for more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Have a good day. สวัสดีครับ